So someone please explain to me what's going on over this deadline that's going to happen around early on February of 2023 for the NBA season. Because apparently I'm just uneducated, knowing that there's James Wiseman that's possibly available, a cheap 2-year, $40 million deal for a veteran three-point specialist like Eric Gordon. Don't forget that he won the 2018 three-point contest that helped out in this 0 for 27 performance with the rest of the Rockets' three-point performance in the playoffs. Jay Crowder, that's possibly trying to find his way out of his expiring $10 million contract with the Phoenix Suns. John Collins, that's not fitting well on the Atlanta Hawks. Evan Fournier, Derrick Rose, and Cam Reddish over an extensive 3-year contract option with Fournier. Derrick Rose has a 2-year, $30 million contract that includes a team option and a rookie scale deal that's for Cam Reddish that was drafted around 2019, and he's still not seeing its full potential. Alec Burke and Nerlens Noel that are coming out of that early draft trade with the Detroit Pistons after spending a stint on the Knicks, so they're still over the Pistons deal. I can see at least Noel being used. Alec Burke's not that bad, but he's trying to find his suit. He's like a better Kendrick Dunn. Danny Green, that has done nothing since signing over with Memphis over a 1-year contract. I guess a contending team would use that with perimeter shooting. Possibly the Knicks, the Heat. Possibly Terrence Ross, a veteran, an aging wing on the Orlando Magic that possibly are trying to find a new direction, knowing that they have a lot of young guys on their team. So, don't know if he could go back to Toronto, Indianapolis. That's been making quite a stride over the season as of late. The Knicks that really need a game-changing wing, or Miami, so they can get more offensive ability. Matisse Thybulle in a 1-year expiring deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. Still in a rookie scale deal. Hasn't really been progressive other than Tyrese Maxey that's been doing wonders for the Sixers. Kyle Kuzma, that's still over a 2-year deal. Extensive, I think that was coming over his time in LA. In the Wizards, I don't know. There's still things about reports of him still possibly getting an option to go to LA. So we can determine that he's still going to stay for Washington. So LA, New York has been a primordial deal for him to go through, or Philly, another wing that can actually shoot to put the pressure off Tobias Harris. Not an all-star, but something to produce decent numbers and that can play make and is good with a second unit. Or Dallas. Dallas could be another great option for Kyle Kuzma. A stretching wing that can shoot, play, make an attack other than Dinwiddie. Nikola Vucevic, that I feel is like one of the major factors to why the Bulls are not performing as well as possible. Thinking like they're fake-ass big three. Because they are. I've been saying they've been a 5th seed for a long time, and they're barely even stand behind the Knicks and Heat. Sometimes they'll go up, and you'll see DeMar DeRozan show out or Zach LaVine show out, and there's chemistry issues involving both players. And Nikola Vucevic, guys, let me go over Nikola Vucevic's production if you guys are not adverse to what's going on with the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls fall now 11th seed. They can barely touch a seed over in the playoffs. And since Nikola Vucevic has been on the team, 35% from three-point percentage, 76 efficiency. His efficiency off field goals is 52, a massive decline to what he usually averages. 57, 36, and he's a basic 50. If you trust him behind the arc, bro, that just scares me, dog. And no disrespect to Vucevic. He's a good hand, but he finessed the shit out of out of 2 All-Star appearances, all because there was barely any bigs in the NBA in the All-Star game around 2020 and 2019. The Bulls got to let him go some way or somehow, man, because they'll come up winning 2 to 3 straight, and then they'll fall back losing 4 straight. Literally, they picked up wins against the Knicks, Hawks, and Miami Heat on a 4-game road trip, only losing once against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and then here they are again losing to the Houston Rockets. They're the worst team in the NBA. They'll be having a majority of home games for the next couple seasons, only getting road games against Eastern Conference competition that are actually playoff bound, like the Cavaliers and 76ers near All-Star break. So, and near the end of the month, they got to pick it up. The whole roster got to get shifted down. We don't know when Lonzo's coming back due to his injuries. Alex Caruso can't produce as much as he can. There's barely any playmaking depth on the Bulls. And when they find the momentum, they forgot they only got 2 primordial shooters. Playmakers that could actually move out with the ball. And it's no disrespect. I like DeMar DeRozan. I like Zach LaVine. But either leave one and try to blow up because this is a 5th seed team at best. Jakob Poeltl that came out of that Kawhi Leonard trade that's still on the San Antonio Spurs. I feel like somebody can use a big that's versatile around the perimeter that can use picks. Somebody that can keep him around. Knowing that Poeltl's not willing to stay another day in San Antonio. He could go to Washington where there could be big man depth. I would like the Miami Heat to pick him. Duncan Robinson, that's been struggling over the Miami Heat, even though we extended him over a 4-year, $74 million deal, including a player option next season, around the 2025-2026 season. And he's been lacking minutes as of late. Yes, he has been the youngest to get over 800 3-pointers, even though that's his play style. And knowing, like, another... A good like off-ball shooting 3-point shooter that can help out for perimeter offense. I guess the Lakers could take advantage, knowing that Duncan can't do anything on the defensive front. And the Lakers are a sizable team that can at least keep teams competitive, but the Lakers need that competitive edge, especially knowing like they lack 3-pointers, and if they can make a move for Robert Covington, Duncan Robinson. Get some youth and get some hustle. Or Jakob Poeltl. Nerlens Noel for some depth. There could be a possibility here. I would like the Miami Heat or the Knicks to get John Collins. I guess the Celtics can return Jay Crowder or something. That's the only thing I'm seeing play a factor over all of this, bro. Because James Wiseman... I don't know if the Warriors are still trying to pack on damaged goods because every time we see Wiseman get hurt, underperform, or we're just seeing other guys play over him because the Warriors, they've been exceptional over, playing with their second unit, especially seeing the progression of Jordan Poole and a lot of other younger guys on the floor, but Wiseman's barely finding time to stick in, knowing that the Warriors are just moving faster around the season. Thinks there's a lot more guys willing to prove themselves. So, Wiseman gotta either stick to accepting a trade and see where else he can fit in, possibly around Sacramento. Or Houston, try to build up over a smaller team and possibly he can get a bigger contract deal. I want some younger guys to get an opportunity. But it only takes one step. Possibly we can see Eric Gordon going to LA, Milwaukee, or Memphis. Memphis could be another good option for Eric Gordon, knowing that he has playoff experience, a great high still 3-point percentage, and still he has an issue to stay healthy. But when he does perform, he performs very well. But I guess it depends on his consistency. That's the only thing we have an issue with some of these guys that are still over as massive trade options, or seeing if they're even acceptable or not, like Alec Burke or Nerlens Noel or Terrence Ross. If anybody even still thinks he's a passable option for a playoff team. Like if Philly picks up Terrence Ross over Matisse Thybulle and doesn't renew his deal and give it to a guy that actually produces, even for a whack team like Orlando, that could be a massive step up over the right direction that needs assistance over the wing. Toronto could try to build up if they still believe in their team. Or Brooklyn. Ross in a Brooklyn Nets uniform would be interesting to say the least. But tell me how you guys feel about what's going to happen around the trade deadline. This is there's a bunch of interesting trade deadline candidates, just like the NBA offseason. A lot of rotation pieces, not a lot of game changers, but guys to increase the depth. Guys, there's only been like 2 All-Stars announced in this entire thing, and that's like what, Derrick Rose and Nikola Vucevic. Oh, and Seth Curry. No, I'm joking about Seth Curry part, but besides that, that's it from the DC Show. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to hear more. And I hope you guys enjoyed your Christmas. Have a happy holiday. And if you're not ready for the next video, I hope you guys are having a happy New Year.